Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome back, my beautiful Arians. The sign of Aries. We are doing your reading for the week of September 22nd. This week I will be using the charms, as you saw in the description of the video, as well as the Pendragon Red Dragon Llewellyn deck for the tarot, the Healing Spirits Oracle by Gordon Smith, and the Animal Spirits Oracle. Okay, so first of all, please do give the video a like, a thumbs up, a share to help it get going around YouTube. Please do take what resonates and leave the rest, because this is a collective reading for the sign of Aries for the week of September 22nd. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I have the yellow plate there because I can't see these charms as well on the desk, so I need to have something that I can where I can see them a little bit better. It's been quite interesting with these charms that Spirit has been giving us. We've had, and this is a huge bowl, it's got 3 different types of charms that I purchased, and we've had 3 or 4 signs where the skull and crossbones came out, and I really truly think that that's because we're in especially in America right now, we're just in a very toxic situation here after, the Charlie Kirk, and with all the things about politics. America's having a very difficult time right now with toxicity and back to people turning against one another. Even spiritual people are having a tough time with this, just trying to stay on the middle line, right? Just trying to stay with their integrity and their morals. Okay. Anything else for Aries? Anything else for Aries from this trinket bowl, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else? Okay. There we go. One dropped right in my hand, and it's miracle. I think 3 signs have had the word miracle in their reading. All right. Aries, you've got the 4-leaf clover, Pegasus, a fairy. Oh, the magical and the mystical coming out the week of the 22nd for you. Magical and mystical. Then you have this little girl with a ponytail. Could signify your own little girl or the child in you, if you are a little girl or a woman watching, excuse me. And you have the tree of life, staying rooted, staying grounded, right? Then you've got the double hearts with the padlock. Possibly some of you have locked away your heart, maybe because you've been hurt. Could be. All right, so you have miracle, you have dream, you have imagine, and you have faith. Have faith in miracles. Imagine and dream and bring to life what it is that you want to manifest this week of the 22nd. So yeah, feeling like the 4-leaf clover, the Pegasus, and the fairy are all pointing to making sure that you are open to the magical things in life, right? Sometimes we get cynical and we get jaded and we forget to look around and see all the miracles around us. Sometimes it takes a while to look back, but if you look back at, say, how you got your job or how you made your money or how you met your husband, I know I do that. I've done that many times. It took the universe several steps of things happening in order for me to meet my husband. But he is definitely the person that I should be with. We have a very unique relationship as compared to any other relationship I ever had. But it was really a miracle that the universe brought us together. And that's a long story that I can't tell here because this is an Aries reading. But I'm just giving that as an example to be looking for and noticing the magical, mystical moments that happen in your life, right? And this little girl with the ponytail, maybe you need to go back to some childlike innocence, right? Thinking back to when you were a kid and every day unfolded as an adventure, right? We lose some of that as adults because we have to go to work and pay our bills and get an oil change, and all the things in life that kind of block us from that sense of spirit and adventure that we had as kids. The Tree of Life is reminding you to stay grounded this week. We want to have dreams, we want to have imagination, but we don't want to get lost in that so much that we're forgetting reality, right? So we do need to stay grounded. Then, as I said, you had the double hearts with the padlock. There's no key that came out. There are several keys in that bowl. I think there are 4 different keys in there, maybe more. So you have a padlock with the double hearts. Excuse me. So that's indicating that some of your heart has been closed off. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic way, but you have definitely locked something away, some part of your heart, okay? So, and then just remembering your miracles, having faith that miracles still happen, right? And your, gosh, I forgot, and your imagine and dream words there. Okay, well, that's a pretty good message to start you off, right? Pretty good message to start you off. Now, the overview from the Healing Spirits Oracle for you for the week of the 22nd, trust in the wise spirits and your prayer will be answered. This is a card 33. That is a master number. Now, prayers being answered doesn't always mean that we get what we want, right? When prayer is the asking and meditation is the answer, right? Prayer is the question, meditation is the answer. We need to be still, we need to be quiet to listen. Sometimes we're praying so hard for something, a particular job we applied for, a particular person to ask us on a date, a particular house we want to buy, and the answer to your prayer is always going to be what's best for you, right? So spirit, source, God, whoever you believe in, they answer the prayer to where it's going to be the best outcome for you. It's not always what you want, but it is what's best for you in your life, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Wow, these cards are coming out pretty fast. 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords. Okay, so for the week of the 22nd, for my beautiful Aries, what else do you have from the tarot for my Aries for this week? Wow, okay. A lot of cards have flipped out for you. Okay, all right, you got a bonus card, so we'll look at that after. All right, let's take these in the order in which they came. Sorry. Okay, first card, 6 of Pentacles. Sixes are harmony. Pentacles are your money, your energy, your time, the things that are in the physical, right? How you earn your living. So that you can see in this depiction, the person is standing there kind of with a scale, weighing things out, giving something to this person, and the other person is waiting patiently and expectantly, right? So oftentimes I will say that this card is a reminder for you to look at where your energy, your time, and your money are going. Are they going where you want them to? Are they in balance? Are you spending too much time at work? Are you spending too much money? Are you giving someone else too much money, right? Oftentimes we will give our kids too much money or too much freedom or too much something only to their detriment, right? So I don't know why Spirit is having me say that, but there must be a reason. Sometimes saying no to our kids is the best way for them to learn and the best way to keep them safe. Don't ask me. Somebody must need that message, Aries. All right. 9 of Wands. This sometimes is called the wounded warrior because he's physically wounded and mentally wounded because he's done so much work. Wands being action and passion. So it looks like you've put a lot of work into something, a project, something you want to do. Maybe it's something for someone else because that message about not giving too much away of your time, energy, and money is coming into play here with the card previous to this one. So, but this person is walking away intact, but they are a little bit wounded. Now, the very next card that follows this is the Three of Swords. This is definitely a card of being wounded, being disappointed. Swords are communication, right? So thoughts, discussions, emails, text messages, phone calls, what have you. And this person is kind of sitting there looking a little bit despondent, disappointed in some sort of communication. So all three of these cards, where your time, energy, or money is maybe not going where you think it is or where you want it to, you're having the mental and physical wounding here after all the work you put in, and then having like a wounding conversation with somebody. Next is the Five of Swords. This, following the Three of Swords, makes perfect sense because she is going to take what she has of her words and she is going to walk off that battlefield, in quotes. It's not necessarily a battlefield, but if you've had some sort of discussion, debate, disagreement with somebody, it may be time to move on because the number 5 is change, okay, Aries? So this is kind of showing that there's been some sort of communication breakdown somewhere. Somebody has been hurt by words, and it's time. Now, walking away doesn't necessarily mean you're mad. It might mean, okay, I'm not going to have, we're going to agree to disagree. People in 2025 and all the way back to 2020 and 2016 have forgotten that we can just agree to disagree. We don't need to hate each other. We don't need to cut each other out of our lives. We just say, okay, well, I don't agree with that opinion, but I love you and I still want you in my life, but we can't discuss this subject because we don't agree. Okay? There's a way to get through it. Then you have the Queen of Wands. Aries, you are a fire sign, and this is the Queen of Fire, right? So she's sitting there with her beautiful sunflower. She's got her wand there. This is fiery, passionate, feminine energy, right? So you want to be really careful this week of the 22nd about not getting too fiery about this conversation that happens, right? We want to be a regal queen, right? A regal, royal, has it together queen, poised, right? We don't want to lose it and lose our temper on somebody because that is not going to have a good outcome. And then you have the Two of Cups. Twos being choice and balance, right? This looks balanced. We have the masculine and the feminine in an embrace. We have the caduceus above with the lion and angel wings, right? So we have that above. Love is medicine. Don't ask me why they're giving me that. I don't think I've ever said that with this card. Love is medicine. So love is the key, right? And these people are in an embrace, but they are also amidst a lot of brambles, right? Love has the power to release you from those brambles, maybe from that conversation, right? From that disagreement, right? When we see things through the lens of love, everything looks different, right? People are only coming from their own understanding of where they are and what they've been through and what they've learned in their lives. Your bonus card is the Chariot. The Chariot is the card of Cancer, the sign of Cancer in this deck. In the tarot, excuse me. So you may have Cancer prominently in your birth chart, or you could be dealing with a Cancer, someone that has Cancer in their birth chart, and you may not even know it, right? Sometimes you don't. Chariot is number 7. Sevens are reflection. The big thing about the Chariot is it is a victory. This guy is riding the chariot, guy, gal, I think it's a man in this one. And like, wow, I've gotten it done. I've been through it. But the thing about the Chariot is there's no reins involved, right? So you've got to steer this ship mentally, telepathically, right? This Chariot, I said ship, but you know what I mean. Also, the horse is like, one horse looks like it's made up totally of water, right? And it's looking down, and the other horse is looking up. So when you get the Chariot, there is a choice to be made about which way you're going to go next. Where are you going to go next? After your victory or after you've gotten through whatever this is, what's the next step? What's the next move? And how do you get there, right? So the animal oracle that you have for the week of the 22nd is Black Bear Guardian. Gentle and wise protector. Give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Now, this is bringing to mind when we had those conversations earlier in the tarot reading about not giving our kids too much, and that sometimes saying no is going to protect them, right? That's exactly what the words that my spirit guides gave me, was that sometimes saying no to a child, maybe it's a grandchild, maybe it's a parent, but saying no is sometimes the best protection. They want me to read you this again for some reason. Trust in the wise spirits and your prayer will be answered. Number 33, master number. Just remember that the answer may not be what you want, but it will be what you need. I hope you have a fantastic week, my beautiful Aries. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.